Right, you ready? Here we go. Oh my days. Evening all, welcome back to the channel. So today we have an interesting concept. This, can you guess what it is? Can you guess what it is? we have Spiderron Saw or something similar, but we're basically trying out something. What I've done here is all of these spidertrons are color coded in a very specific way to follow each other. And what it's basically designed to do is we have our lead spidertron here, and I'm trying something to see how, oh hang on, just broke it. I'm trying something to see if this is a viable concept for maybe Gleber, because I think it might be to have a kind of RTS style game where I basically create a spidertron train land saw defense ring of steel iron grid. It's kind of funny watching it. I wish there was a way to set up patrol routes in this. I think probably there is a mod that allows me to do that, but look at that. It's like a train of awesome. I just love it. This game never ceases to amaze me. I was basically sat in the pub last night, and it's one of those kind of old traditional English boozer pubs. There wasn't sawdust on the floor because they don't do that anymore, but it was there were basically people who had their own tankard, which is actually completely illegal. But it was interesting to kind of see basically a lot of people, you know, sort of milling around, and it just gave me the idea of, hang on a minute, why can't we use spidertrons to do something like this? And I thought, well, there we go. We have now a whole new convoy land train. I don't know what we call it, but it just is awesome. And I think obviously they're defending as well, missing a few bits, but they're defending. So one would say you could actually use this as a way to, I guess, defend Gleber. Pretty much, I like the idea of this, but I think what we're going to have to work out is do we have the kit for all this? Because we don't really have the kit for it. But I'll show you how we set it up on Nauvis, and maybe we have a go at setting it up. I think this could be something that extends as well. So while this obviously has very little utility at the moment, other than looking amazing, it could have something, it could be useful for something. And I think it's all just a case of trying to work out what that could be. I think it's so funny the way they work. I think look, this feels like standing at the side of a marathon when you're watching people run a marathon. This feels like Spidertron marathon. There we go. That's the thumbnail sorted. But I do like it. I think this has utility because you basically would just set it up. In fact, let's try and actually do it now. So if I go 1, 2, and let's just do a number of loops. Sadly, the loop is the problem because obviously you would just have to sit here and do this forever. But then again, I've just been playing Eve Frontier, which again is a game that seems to want you to mine asteroids forever. And it's not even fun like this game does asteroid mining. Like, this is fun. Like, you throw ships at it, or platforms, bricks, and basically grab them, smash them, and use them. Whereas in Eve, it's all a bit like, here's a laser, poke it at it, and sit still for about 7 hours. And it just feels a bit, ugh. Anyway, so I do like it. I think if you've never played any of the Eve CCP products, it's worth a look. But it's just a bit, it's a bit too hardcore, I think. It's definitely made for the Eve player. It's not made for a whole new generation of players. But anyway, so my kind of feeling with this Spidertron thing, oh, we could add more to it. I'm just waiting for more funny legs to be built. I think we're running low on the legendary electronic units. But I think this idea just came to me in the pub, like I say, just watching people kind of queue up. Because the thing with being British, it's all about learning to queue. That's basically what they teach you from very young age, kindergarten. I don't know if we call it that, but we basically, you know, from nursery age, we sort of train people to join queues. And it does seem, I was just I don't know, musing, drinking a very, very nice cheeky pint of Guinness, thinking, hang on, why can't, because I think I remember watching Train Saw, and I've seen multiple YouTubers do a train saw, and I thought that's a really good idea. But look at this, that is special. Oh my gosh, it's like wagon train. I love it. I mean, imagine that as your defense grid. Like, that is the ultimate in Cyberdyne Systems defense, right? It's so good. I'm sorry, I'm getting amused by my own ridiculousness, but there's definitely something quite funny about that. It reminds me of like Hell's Angels circling the hero in a baddie film, you know, one of those kind of terrible 70s films where Roger Moore and Jackie Chan will suddenly come out of a Lotus Elise and start beating people up. But it does make me smile. I think things like this, it's just the way my brain works, I think. Right, let's see if we can do then a really tight little square and just see what their cornering and drifting capability is. So anyway, yeah, so basically the idea came to me just because I sort of just watched people at the bar queuing, and it suddenly dawned on me, oh yeah, I wonder what you could do if you had this. Because I think more of it is like, I've got this in my head that Factorio is actually a secret RTS. I think that's what I've kind of worked out. I think that's in many. Do you think that's enough loops? See how many loops we can do. Obviously, because I take things to their natural and logical conclusion, this to me needs another 1,000 spidertrons. But I think until we've got the legs, we won't do it. I think this is going to be an awful lot, awful lot of work. I'm kind of curious when that lead one peels off now. Let's see. There he is. So I've had to color code it. So what I did, just to show how I set it up, is I basically color coded the leader. So the leader is obviously the yellow one, because that, there we go, right, here we go. And then in groups of 10 or so, I basically set them up so there is a tail walker, which is the black one, and then a squad leader in front of another 10 in red. And that's how I just did it. It's just to sort of help programming. So if you want to have a go at this yourself, it's actually quite straightforward, really. It's not that challenging. But I would definitely say it's worth a look, because just look at it. It's humorous to me. That makes me smile. There's something very, very, I don't know, kinematic about that. I think that's one of the things I like about Factorio, is the kinematic nature of its entertainment. So for example, I will sit and watch trains, not in real life because I'm not like that, well, though I kind of probably would be. My brother and dad were like that. They were very much into trains, and I was kind of like the one who wasn't, just because it would be cool not to be the one, but always I was a bit like, oh, you're going to go and look at trains, oh, as I get left alone with my mum, who talks about, I don't know, God knows what. And it just made me laugh, really, because like this is such a kinematic thing. It's such a visual kinematic thing. Right, let's set little Blokio to follow me. So we now have our land train. Come on, are you not entertained? This is hilarious. Let's go and get in my other Spidertron, because we still have so many yet to add to this. So you can expect in upcoming videos this to go to a logical, ludicrous level. Look at that. Just make me smile. Beep, 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 beep. It's so sweet. I don't know what the Spidertron's design source was. Does anyone know? Post in the comments if you actually know what the hell they were thinking of when they made Spidertrons. Because I still don't quite understand how you go from a buggy to a tank, logical, a tank to then a walking 8-legged robot. Had he been watching Wild Wild West with Will Smith and Kevin Kline? Anyway, so I don't really know what the dealio was with that, but it did make me, it made me chuckle. So we'll kind of test this a bit further, but as you can see, I've been fast and busy at work with my duties. This has been one of the more ludicrous things that I've enjoyed doing. And I think that kind of takes me to, really, what are we doing now in the game? So let's have a quick look. We're just going to have a wander. My Conga train. If you've never done a Conga, you've never lived. That's a weird thing to say. I think probably all the weird things I say, you've never done a Conga, you've never lived. But I think that is the ultimate Conga. There you go, ultimate Conga. That's again the thumbnail sorted. Ultimate Conga. So I think definitely, yeah, this is kind of stupid. One of the things I've been doing is trying to fix the various hexagon base components. What I'm noticing is this. Look at that, it's lovely. Gosh, it's lovely this, and it just looks great. And we've basically managed to create, a huge sort of surplus of iron and copper. What I'm noticing as I weave the Conga is that basically we don't really need these anymore, and I think I'm going to reduce the priority on this one. I think that one and this one. just so that the trains start to use the new ones. Because I've noticed, here we go. Okay, so they're set to 90. So copy, paste, 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 paste. Right, so let's just keep an eye on that. So I think this is why they're not using this nice new facility. Reminds me of a story. Yes, another story. Don't complain. When I worked for Motorola a long time ago, I was on contract to them. I didn't actually work for them. This is when they split they split in two, and the mobility bit was sold to Google. I met a really interesting chap who had spent 20 years of his career working in China, basically building cities that weren't really populated yet. It was the kind of drive to build, I guess, the expansion for the next 100 years. And I have no personal politics with any of this, so don't read into any of this. But I found it quite incredible that they had that foresight to say, hey, there might be population enough here, so, in 20 years, let's go and build a city now so that people can, live there eventually. And his job was basically to, work on infrastructure, building buildings and, nuclear power plants and coal plants mostly, sadly, and schools, things like that, homes, high rises and so on. And they went into the wilds of China. I mean, China's a huge place. It's a very beautiful country, by the way. And I'm not, again, no politics here. It's a very beautiful place. And what was fascinating was he had spent so much time, basically, like 20 years, basically, building up city after city after city that no one really lived in. You had like a caretaker kind of population. And it was really fascinating talking to him because, obviously he was ending his career coming back to work on this weird sort of Google Motorola, kind of transition. But I always remember being very inspired talking to him. And this is kind of what we built here, is we built something in the desert, because we're kind of in the desert, but no one's using it yet. And it's really interesting to see, why are they not using it? Look, I guess it's because we've got a lot of trains here. So maybe we build a few more. Let's have a look. How many have we got? 15. Maybe that's the problem. Maybe we do... Oh, hello. Why am I seeing... Oh, it must be built over that. Okay. I think maybe we build a few more copper trains, maybe. But I don't know. I think... Because this thing never really worked. You see, we had a sort of S-curve into here where we've really only got a couple of a kind of, fill-up station. So it didn't work. So I think what I want to try and do is eliminate that somehow. But I think it all comes down to all the trains have kind of come into here. So it's a bit too, it's a bit too late. Do I have the blueprint? Ooh, yes, I do. Right. So one of the beautiful things of end game Factorios is that, oh, hello. Why are you going there? Let's just send you off. That's interesting. Why did it do that? Very interesting. Where are you going? See, that was interesting. Why on earth did it do that? It must have been that the train was there, maybe. Gosh. So here's how you fix that. I know. Is you put a there and a debris there. Maybe there. There we go. So it won't, if there's a train already moving this way, it won't go in. So there we go. So I think it's interesting that, this works really well. This is, I'm really proud of this. Obviously, you need to concrete it because it's not finished until it's concreted. But it just, I don't know, the throughput on it is huge because you've basically then got, 1, 2, 3, so you've got 10 fill-up stations on each side. Whereas here, we're struggling to do 4. I think it's the iron has a few more. I think we've got 1, 2, 3, 4. So yeah, it needs these need to go. So that leads us, as we take our Conga line back up north, this leads us to, oh hello, what's going on here? This leads us to an interesting challenge here, because we now have to figure out how do we sort of decommission something in a sustainable way, because I don't want to just delete everything. That would be a real waste. And then again, I could do it, but I don't want to, because that would be, it's just too easy to do that. So we want to do it in kind of a constructive and sympathetic way. There you go. Good words. To try and make it so that, let's just drop the priority all the way down on this one. The problem is we've already got these things in. So Yeah, maybe we just run it down. I don't know. And again, see, it's clogging. It's not good, this. I think we need to find a way. Let's just send some of these out. I'm going to try and just clear the blockage of my Conga. Let's just see if we... Yeah, see, this is again not great. So I think the problem we have is, and see, we might have a challenge here actually, because we don't have a stacker here. But in theory, is that a problem? I don't think so, because it would just mean that things will sit at the mine, which I think is okay. I think that's fine, because it just means there's constantly trains here. But anyway, who knows? Maybe it won't, maybe it will block. But one of the things I did do for a while was set up like interrupts, like not this, but things where you would have like, you know, they would park there if everything was full. That did not work. I think that is a... If you've managed to get a train interrupt working like that, please post in the comments and tell me how you did it, because I have no flipping idea how you actually do that. So I think there's a few things that I kind of look at this and I'm like, yeah, this has got to go. It's just, it was good for the time being, but I just think the out of town nature of this is so much better, and it looks good. It's octagons as well, and I think next base could well be octagons, because much as I love Glebra, this is by far my magnum opus. But the reality of it is, I mean, look at that. Oh God, it just looks so good. This is just like peak capability of myself. Whereas this, oh my God, like imagine how beautiful a green chip factory would look. I mean, definitely we're going to play this. I want to have a full set of blueprints that basically look at, you know, octagon base. I think that's probably some of the videos you're going to get soon. So if you're subscribed to this channel, then good luck for you, because you're going to get a lot of octagon content, which sounds cool and UFC-like, but sadly no. In this case, it's Factorio. But that's also cool in its unique way. So there we go. I think this has been an eye-opener for me, to kind of see if we could do something a bit more with spidertrons. The answer to that is obviously yes, we can. So I think stay tuned. We will definitely keep on with the spidertrons. But I just think that there is so much that I would love to try and do with spidertrons that just makes them, I don't know, such a unique entity in the game. I'm so impressed with them, and I can't wait to sort of try to have like a more sort of spidertron focused run. Wouldn't that be cool? Like to actually start a new game with a spidertron. I think that could be quite compelling in a way. I think there'd be something quite amusing about that. And plus they're very strong. Like they have an ability to hit really hard. Oh my gosh. I mean, let's just finish the video with that. In fact, let's go and beat up some stuff. Let's see how well they do. I'm excited to drive this train into a biter nest and see what happens. So let's go and do that. I think there's some biters up here. Yep, they'll do. You would just circle them, wouldn't you? That's probably what everyone's been literally screaming at the screen while I yammer on about, wait, China and Motorola. What am I doing? It was fascinating. Oh, the one thing, by the way, just to finish that story, the one thing he said to me was he loved living in China. It was a beautiful place, and I've heard that. It's supposed to be very nice. When CCP had their, oh, there we go. The first strike is made. When CCP were doing Dust 514, I believe they were in Shanghai, and I always remember speaking to CCP Saberwing, lovely guy. He loved it. He thought it was a great place to live. So, you know, I know there's a few sort of, you know, negative connotations at the moment, which is, I think, unfairly sought, but there we go. Right, you ready? Here we go. Oh my days, the train choo-woo is in. Come on, are you not entertained? That is hilarious. Oh my gosh, I'm actually entertained by this. Let's see if we can keep them contained. It's like one of those wagon trains. There you go. Form a protective circle. Form a protective circle. That is just brilliant. Love it. Poor little biters. You honestly just think they're bimbling around enjoying their weird wormy existence, squelching about, and then basically we come along. I do feel sorry for them. No, last one dead. There we go. Hope you enjoyed that. We'll see you next time.
you.